for Expanded Learning Opportunities, and it's a program that is presently in Woonsocket, Central Falls, and Providence. I'm employed through Riverside. The program helps students create projects of their design in which they get credit for it, or help them to meet requirements they need for on-time graduation, such as portfolio pieces, or to demonstrate proficiency in certain areas. So ELOs can be group projects or individual projects, and again, the biggest emphasis is that it's student-centered. We really want to capture the student's passion and then try to work with a community mentor and a teacher mentor to help see that project to fruition. It's just about being able to, at the end of the day, be able to show, improve, and demonstrate what they've learned, and that they actually know and can speak to the standards that have been identified. So the standards right now, we're kind of in a flux with where our standards come from. So state-wise, we have the GSEs, but nationally we have the Common Core, and then it's ultimately up to the teacher with what standards the student needs to hit to complete the ELO. But obviously, if there are policies set by the district about which specific standards they need to use, then they have to default to that.
Right.
But looking towards next fall, I would like to have more clarity around project proposals and when they're due and getting them like officially approved. Been as formal or as important as a process as I'd like it to be for the students to know that they're really undertaking important work. To clarify with the teachers and the community mentor that they really need to be in partnership with each other more, because right now we tried to make it very clear about what the commitments were and that this work is going to be going on their transcript. It's going to be a permanent part of their record, so that it needs to be yes and no, but it's something that we need to improve upon, and it's something that I need to talk to the teachers and community mentors, and I'm set to do that, and the students at the conclusion of this round of projects for this year to see how we can improve upon that. A little bit speedier with making sure that the project gets posted on the transcript, so that at progress report time and report card time there's actual feedback, so the student sees that this is something that they're accountable to. It really comes down to me being clear at the beginning.
Right.
I think because it was my first time going through, I thought I was being clear, but in hindsight I realized I wasn't as clear as I needed to be about expectations. Down to that final presentation, that final demonstration, everything kind of leads up to that, and they need to be able to answer questions. There's a panel presentation, it's kind of like defending a thesis. Along the way we do our benchmark assignments, so there might have been like, now we're working with RIDE to figure out what we want the evaluation process to look like, since ELOs are proficiency based on time. So ELOs is a multi-pathways approach to graduation requirements, which every district needs to establish what their plans are, whether it's through e-learning or some other way. So our district has expanded learning opportunities, and it's really kind of the cutting edge of where Rhode Island's going with learning. They're trying to partner with higher ed to establish more clear-cut standards for what the needs for the workforce are and what we can offer our schools at the high school, or what we can offer our students at the high school level. And ELOs are a big part of being able to bridge that gap. So it's kind of an exciting time for Rhode Island to be involved in this.
Immediate goals for next year that you see are practical.
Okay, immediate goals for next year is that we need to make sure that the project parameters are set up ahead of time. Right now, a bulk of them is set up ahead of time, and then there's been kind of this patchwork piecing together as we move through it, as other parts become clearer. But in order to make sure that the projects are really deep and meaningful, we need all of that established from the get-go. It requires a lot of groundwork, but it's ultimately worth it, because the more we get done up front, the easier it is all the way through. And when we have more teacher buy-in, we have more community mentor buy-in, we have more trust with the teaching staff, the students have really clear parameters of what's going on, so ultimately that's really what needs to happen. And we want everyone else to know that ELOs are not easier, they're deeper. And in order to keep the validity of the program alive, we have to make sure that the work that they're doing is truly credit-worthy. So that's my main focus for next year. Just to get a project going, we need to get the teacher mentor, the community mentor, and the student mentor to meet and be all on the same page. And that in itself can be a difficult task. The standards identified, we have an outline of what the project is, we know what the benchmark pieces are going to be, and we know what we're working towards as far as the final product and what the time frame is for that.
Overall goals that you'd like to see done before you move on?
I would like to see all teachers feeling comfortable with being involved in ELOs and not see ELOs as something that's a threat to their job. It really just augments their work because we can't do ELOs without teachers. There has to be a teacher of record involved. I'd like the school and everyone just to feel really, really solid about the fact that this is a part of the school day. And that there's time for it in the school day. And I'd also like the community to be very familiar with ELOs and take pride in being involved in ELOs. And I would like to see more students involved and that students are excited about doing the work for the sake of the work and aren't deterred because it's not necessarily easier, but they're driven by their passion to follow it through and know that they're going to get some intrinsic value out of doing it.
Doing some type of training or professional development?
I would love to do professional development for teachers. I've been doing some professional development for students, and I want to continue with that, about looking at student-centered learning versus teacher-centered learning, and then looking at what designing a product and a project entails, really time management. But with teachers, I would really love to build some PD around exploring multiple pathways approach to education and looking at data and what it means and what does it mean for our population of students, and not directly having PD around ELOs, but kind of indirectly so that we can have those conversations that then lead us to ELO and what its worth is in our school.
Remember how it used to be? Nothing mattered, just you and me, girl. Careless about the fluency, 'cause we were living young and free, yeah.
Just speak to me, tell me what you want, I'll be what you need. We could be a thing, live happily, a masterpiece, trapped in a tragedy. Actually, we could bring this back, it could be just one, it could be just that, huh? Never mind.
I'm hurting, it's my pops. I'm trying to show him exactly what the earth is. It's written in my mental, no sense in using a pencil. Might run out of lead trying to tell you what I done been through.
I ain't golden in all intentions, hoping and guessing you're posing for no religion.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm.
Leaking opinions and speaking upon decisions, keeping yourself collected but mentally feeling finished. Vision is tinted and digging within incision, apart you from those who listen. You're golden in all intentions, hoping and guessing you're posing for no religion. Loving and understanding, we're feeling whatever's missing. You feeling diminished? Come here, little missus. I promise you're more than worth it. Imperfect person, your portions of virgin words is just hoarded into something rewarding. Coping with loneliness, bold enough to be emotionless. Don't you focus on soaking in any itchy distortions. If you need a hand, I'll give an organ. Plead for man, I'll give an orbit. Needed someone to listen, I'm here observing. And it's for certain, observing your words is hurting and trying to reconcile your roots, but nothing turnips. I get it, it's gotten you just wanted to flourish. Tell me and fill me in with the feelings that you've been storing. And don't you worry, we'll bang out without a warrant. Assuring you I'm supporting, I'll be right there in the morning.